Welcome back, all you crazy apes. How you doing out there? I hope you're enjoying this beautiful green day, right? Today's one of those days where I'm proud to be an ape, no doubt, right? Because all the haters out there always talking smack, saying that this is done, over with. No way, guys, this is obviously not over with, right? And shout out to all the apes that are still holding strong and just, avoiding all the FUD, ignoring all the FUD, staying strong to your conviction, because that's what matters in these kinds of plays, right? When I'm talking about a squeeze play. And it's no coincidence, guys, right, that all this stuff has been happening the way it's happening right now. The pieces of the puzzle are just falling into place, right? Before we get started, right, into the other information that I want to get into, just want to remind you, I'm just going to give you my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, right? It's not financial advice. This is where I think we're at, and where we're going here moving forward. All right, so if you notice, the past week we're up 25%, right? And when did all this start, with the S.E.C proposing the rules and voting and things like that, right? Like about a week, 2 weeks ago, right? It's all started. So, and then the crazy thing was that they, somebody burned down that building, in my opinion, right? I don't know. There hasn't been details that came out, but that storage facility with all those documents, to me, it's not a coincidence, right? Because now that the price is starting to run up, I really don't think this is retail that's really pushing this up, right? This has to be bigger money and bigger things out there, because the apes have been buying and holding now for over a year, right? I know I have. And I just want to remind all you guys that I've been in AMC, right? I've been a shareholder since the beginning of January of last year. I just didn't have my YouTube channel, right? So I started my YouTube channel maybe like 3 months ago, I think. And so I've been in the play. I know who the YouTubers are and all that, but I'm always here just to bring it to you straight, right? So right now, guys, I think, that all we're really waiting on is for like margin calls, for all this exposure, all the rules to start to get passed. If you saw, there was an open meeting today. There was a live stream where Gary Gensler and the S.E.C were talking, and they voted on a couple things, okay? But one of the things that they voted yes on, and again, that lady, that really just pisses me off, her name's Hester, and I'll show you guys right now. She voted no again, right? And all of them, it passed though, because it was 3 versus 1. But again, she just didn't learn her lesson, right? And obviously she has something else to do, right? Because how is it that with all this going on with the GameStop, with AMC, with all these highly short stocks in the market just being kind of unbalanced, right? How is it that she still votes no? I don't know. But I think we're kind of just waiting. That's what's going to cause these extreme moves, right? Is extreme news, is extreme catalysts. So I just think you just have to wait. I think this is the beginning of it, right? I think we're starting to see what we want to see, and like right now, I think the shorts are in big trouble, guys. Like, and the hedge funds too, right? As far as the options chain, when we get to 19 in the puts, after 19, guys, there's like nothing in the volume, right? So that means there wouldn't be like any selling pressure added on top with the put options, right, from the options chain, right? So yeah, I just want to, try to keep your head cool, calm, and collected. But, today's a good day to be an ape, right? I mean, and also with diversification, guys, I'm diversified. And when it's all going green, it's just amazing, right? Today, like, thankfully, I had really good gains, guys. So I'm really happy with today, okay? So let's switch this up, because this is what I want to show you guys down here. All right, let's go here. We'll get into the options chain right now. But yeah, look, somebody took a screenshot, right? And the lady right here that voted no, she says that she loves Citadel, right? That's for their coffee cup. Nah, I mean, I'm just kidding. I think somebody photoshopped this. But yeah, this was the live footage, right? So she's the one who voted no. So we're all probably just making fun of her at this point. Let's get into the news. Okay, this news came out for AMC today. I don't really think that's what's pushing it, but hey, it's good news, right? So AMC Theaters hires Ellen Kopaken to lead retail popcorn business as a VP growth strategy. The executive will cook up ways to sell branded popcorn via shopping malls, grocery stores, and food delivery services, right? So we'll see what they do with that. But hey, more income, the better, right? Just a little bit of background on her. Pepsi, she has worked for Frito-Lay, PepsiCo, and Hostess brands. Becomes VP of Growth Strategy starting on February 18th. In the new post, she will lead AMC's initiative to sell packaged and ready-to-pop microwavable brand popcorn to shopping malls, grocery stores, food delivery services across the U.S. All right, so yeah, they're gonna, just talking about their popcorn business and what they're gonna try to do that. I also think they should do merch, right? They should start doing hats and shirts and all that of AMC, right? You could access more easily than just going to AMC, the theaters, and buying them, right? Like they should be able to ship them to you. But okay, I'm gonna point this out. This is the CNBC report of it. So Gary Gensler wants to know more about what the hedge funds and the private equities are doing. Gary Gensler is pushing forward with key measures focused on hedge funds and private equity. There are more than 50 proposed rules that Gensler is considering this spring, one of the largest regulatory pushes that by the SEC in decades, right? So that's what I'm saying. The apes are being so loud that we're being heard, right? There's too many of us that now, like, I'm sure all the daily tags are on Gensler's Twitter page, right? Maybe he caught on, he's like, wait, let me look into this. The agency also wants more disclosure from companies regarding cybersecurity risks and attacks. Okay, so I'm going to move it over to this part because today the SEC voted on February 9th to propose new rules and amendments under the Investment Advisors Act that would enhance the regulation of investment advisors to private funds. The goal is to protect private fund investors by increasing transparency, competition, and efficiency in a market that is now worth about 18 trillion, right? So right here, he stated, Gary Gensler, private fund advisors through the funds they manage touch so many of our economy. Thus, it's worth asking whether we can promote more efficiency, competition, transparency in the field. I support this proposal because if adopted, it would help investors in private funds on one hand and companies raising capital from the funds on the other. The SEC is proposing various new rules to protect investors in private funds. These rules are designed to enhance disclosures from investment advisors to private funds, as well as to prohibit certain activities. And that's what I've been talking about from those documents that I've been bringing up, right? The details of it. The SEC is soliciting public comment on this proposed rule, right? So they're opening up for 30 days, guys. You can go to the SEC website. When it hits the Federal Register, right, you can go and you can comment, right, and put your 2 cents in, right? This is what we've been talking about for a while now. So this would increase transparency in the way they report and the disclosure. They want to know, how much money is involved, to what, to who. So this is just one part of it, okay? So if you want to read it, I'll put the link down in the description. But I just want to, remind you that the apes are being heard, guys, okay? And I really think the government is not on either side, right? Because they're taking action on their side too, right? I really don't think, I think they're kind of telling the hedge funds like, hey, you did this, you're gonna have to fix it, okay? And then here's the public comment period will be open for 60 days following the publication of the proposing release on the SEC's website, or 30 days following the publication of the proposed release in the Federal Register, whichever period is longer. All right, guys, the big news, the other big news, right, I think is more important than the popcorn thing, is going to be this. Ortex is saying that utilization has hit 100% for GME and AMC, all right? And AMC is currently up 11%, but it was up 15, almost 16% for the day, and GME was currently up 5%. This is absolutely insane, guys. Like, it jumped from 81% to 100% within like 2 days. And somebody pointed out that this hasn't happened since May or June, all right? So this is what's really, really crazy, right? I think this is something we got to pay attention to. It means that at the start of the trading this morning, all available shares were lent out. More shares are consistently being made available, and live cost to borrow data indicates that these shares are being lent at a much higher rate today than in recent days. All right. So since it's the T+2, we won't get that data until 2 days out. All right. But how are they able to short anymore, right? If it hit 100% utilization, that means that all the shares that are available are lent out. How are they able to bring the price down? They're probably not. But okay, let's before we just end up with the chart, the max pain is 17, so we're at 1881, so that's good for the apes. This is the main point here, guys. Okay, after 20, this is the calls. I mean, we still have volume, right? That you've seen up to 25, right? 9,000 open. The big one's going to be 18, but we were getting resistance at 17 and 18 because of these numbers. But check this out. We're going to go down to the puts. Guys, after 19, if we pass 19 tomorrow, if they haven't hedged for these calls, if they weren't expecting it and they have to start buying shares, we might even see a move right here after hours, right? And we saw the high volume today, 75 million. As long as that keeps increasing, we're going to keep going up, guys, in my opinion. Because after this, there's nothing, guys, what, 500 or less? that means there would be less selling pressure, right? Putting pressure for the price to go down, because we have more calls that they would need to hedge for. Okay, so if we see something extreme and it starts jumping to the 20s or 30s tomorrow, guys, watch out. All right, let's go to the chart. The chart right here, right? So what I want to point out, guys, this is what I told you guys. We needed another green candle for a confirmation for the reversal, right? Pointed that out yesterday. I really like where this is at. You know, this is following this trend line from here. I'm not following the main one from 72. I'm following from this short-term trend line. Okay, so if we're sitting on top of it right now, that's absolutely apish. All right, going down, the RSI came back up. These crossed on the MACD, which means that there's more room for upside. Net volume is pumping up, and the big one is the OBV. All right, so that means that there's money coming in. All right, and also, okay, now this is where it's very, very interesting. I told you guys, look, if you've been paying attention, this is forming the same exact pattern, right? So you had this downfall, it dipped, came back up, dipped, and then it's ripping back up. All right, so if this is the following the same, if this is it, guys, like it's going to start moving. This is the daily, right? Again here, right, you saw this push, this was the same. That means that we're in the same fractal, the same pattern. And that's why like the news and all that doesn't matter, because it's going to play out how it's going to play out based on the algorithm and all that. Now, the only thing that was weird about the Gary Gensler thing is that he said he was going to talk about payment for order flow, and maybe that's what the transparency, maybe that's what he meant, but he really didn't mention payment for order flow. He just mentioned, you know, the reporting. All right, so that was kind of weird. But remember, there is hedge funds that are being investigated and so on, and so guys, we're absolutely sitting. This is like a launch zone to me. This is a squeeze zone to me, right? There's just multiple signals here right now. Look at the RSI on the 2-minute. It's high. I mean, it could come back down for a little bit of a correction, but it's following this uptrend. It's above the VWAP, right? It's above this downtrend that I told you guys, all right? So there's no reason, in my opinion, not financial advice, to sell right now, right? And with 100% utilization, I would, if I had more dry powder, right, I would keep buying. Now, I did buy a call for March 18th, and it's a $25 call. So we'll see where that goes, okay? But not financial advice. Do what you got to do with your own money. And I'm holding my shares, of course, right? All right, that's all I really got on AMC. Just last thing, okay? Actually, we'll look at this. But 60,000 are in the money right now, and 12,000 are in the money for puts, right? So the higher this goes, right, that would be absolutely amazing if we just start running and just get all of them out of the money. That's what I would want to see. All right, so 60,000 with 900,000 left to borrow, right? This is what also doesn't make sense. How is there 900,000 there, and then supposedly we're at 100% utilization? Well, I don't know. All right, guys, and then I'm just gonna touch on Lucid here because I really, believe in this company. I love what it's doing, and like I said, I'm just in an accumulation zone, so I just keep trying to scoop up shares. And what it's showing right now is support, a lot of support here, right? You see, it's kind of just trading sideways because there's enough buyers and sellers right now that we're stepping in to hold it here, okay? So I know they got earnings coming up soon, right? So everyone's gonna start, talking about that. Today, look at this volume that's coming in. Look at it's real volume that's coming in, all right? So it's pushing the price higher. Let's just see. So it was 21 million volume. Not what we normally see, but good to see this candle right here. And it's really zoomed in, but yeah, it's doing a good job right now of just holding this price point, all right? So, and like I said, in the daily chart, like that's where it tends to hold. This is where the fun starts. This is usually where, the big whales come in and start buying and pushing this thing up. So let's just go ahead and look at the options chain, see where that's at for Lucid for this week, right? On the call side, you have volume at 38,000, and then on the put side, not much. Wow, not much going on, guys. Maybe at 27 or 26. All right, 3,000. But the way the SPY is moving right now, right, the way the market's trying to rebound, guys, I could see this being more bullish than bearish, all right? Yep, so that's all I really wanted to touch on. I don't really have any news articles for Lucid today. Just I'm keeping my eye on these rules that are popping in the Federal Register and what's going on there, because I think that's what is really starting to put pressure on these shorts to make them think twice about, if there really is naked shorts out there, naked shares and all that, guys. Well, we're gonna see them here soon with these rule changes because of the reporting, right? The way the new system will be set up. And it takes 30 to 60 days, max I believe 60 days for them to be able to start enforcing it, but it could be sooner than that, right? That's what I got from Gary when I was watching the live stream today. All right, so yeah, guys, just hold, keep focused, don't lose that ape mentality where it seems to be working, right? Buy and hold, and just hang in there, guys. I think the end game is here, and I think the squeeze is near. All right, so catch you tomorrow. Peace.